This presentation is titled 24 in 24, a social media marketing campaign for thredUP. Our agenda today is to start with a brief summary of the brand, then we'll do a SWOT analysis of the company and discuss any challenges it faces. We will look at past and current campaigns. We will set goals for this campaign and discuss any publics and that need to be involved and messages for them. And then we will conclude with a timeline and budget. thredUP sells secondhand women's clothing and accessories online via its website and app. It also sells some children's fashions, but there is no menswear. Founder James Reinhart created his company in 2009 after looking at a closet full of clothes he never wore, and he wondered how those clothes could turn a profit versus being discarded. thredUP is a leader in the global secondhand fashion resale market, and that market is expected to double by the year 2027 to more than $350 billion in global sales. However, the brand faces a highly competitive future, with several similar companies opening in the past 3 years. Those competitors include secondhand clothing brands Vestiaire Collective, Curtsy, Poshmark, and Thrifted. It also includes new fashion retailers Shein and Temu. Despite the many external threats, thredUP has not expanded its social media marketing strategies to include reaching potential customers who are being enticed by those competitors. The company has a solid environmental mission statement and also clear, positive messages for its stakeholders on its website. The mission statement is to get consumers to think secondhand first, meaning to buy secondhand clothing versus new clothing. However, thredUP does fail to get these messages on social media, where environmentally conscious and news savvy potential customers may find these messages interesting enough to come shop with thredUP. There is also a great potential for expanding their target market to include men in general, as well as millennials and older members of Generation Z. It is time for thredUP to assess a changing online fashion retail environment by responding proactively with internal changes to marketing strategies and making adjustments to external factors such as new competition. Via the use of a SWOT analysis, a board of stakeholders should meet at least once per year to discuss the company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to the brand. Let's start with strengths. Strengths are positive attributes of a company that are internal to the brand. thredUP shines in the areas of vast product selection. The website and app host more than 4.4 million items for sale, including 55,000 brands, with most being sold at 90% off retail price. About 1 million items are listed at $5 or less. Here we can see more than 50,000 items are listed just for a search on women's workwear alone. A second strength of thredUP is its technology and platform design. The app and website are both intuitive to navigate, allow for various browsing options, and provide consistent product viewing with rare mislabeling or slow loading. A popular feature is for customers to heart or like a product that then goes into their favorites list, and those items can be purchased later easily by clicking on Add to Cart or Add All Favorites to Cart. Unlike most of its competitors, thredUP does not require an account to be set up for browsing like this. In the area of product presentation, thredUP employs in-house photographers who are trained on keeping photographic consistency so that merchandise is presented with very good lighting and color consistency. The most successful retail stores are those whose design is pleasing and convenient for users. Having product descriptions and difficult to read fonts can cause user confusion. thredUP's copy is easy to read and ever consistent, as seen here. Sale prices and discount codes are always red in color, while smaller light gray text offers helpful product detail. Overall, thredUP's technology, including its intuitive interface and seamless navigation coupled with excellent product photography, is far superior to its competitors. A third strength is that thredUP has been capitalizing on the growing demand for sustainable fashion by showing customers how their purchases help the environment. Weaknesses are areas of the business that detract from the value of the business or that place it at a disadvantage. Weaknesses in of thredUP include inconsistent branding and lack of engagement with men and a younger female audience. thredUP will need to enhance these areas in order to compete with a growing list of competitors. First, it is important to address the inconsistency in which the thredUP name brand has been presented. With the growing number of secondhand fashion competitors, it is critical for the company to be consistent. The logo appears in three different ways across social media, its app, and its website. Sometimes it is presented as a lowercase thread and capitalized up, as seen here on Pinterest, TikTok, and X. But as seen at the bottom, the name can also be presented in all capital letters, with the up part being raised about one-fourth higher than thread. A third version of the brand appeared when its social media profile images were recently changed, as seen at the top of this slide, with simply up on the brand's blue-green circle. A second weakness is while thredUP is doing a decent job of reaching its target audience of 25 to 34-year-old females via Facebook and Instagram, it is not utilizing other social media platforms as well or at all and reaching that younger generation and especially a male audience. Younger audiences may be tempted to try thredUP's competitors like Shein or Temu because they have a much better presence on those youth-friendly platforms like TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube. Opportunities include possible growth or changes that could benefit the company and are external to the brand. Opportunities for thredUP include more public concern for environmental friendly business practices. There is increasing consumer awareness about how clothing harms the environment, namely fast fashion. Thanks to the increase in environmental and social awareness, customers are more open to adopting a circular model of buying secondhand items, as well as supporting corporations that exhibit ethical labor practices. thredUP has an opportunity to educate consumers on the detrimental effects of fast fashion as seen here on the slide. A second opportunity for thredUP is the availability of a number of social media platforms that can reach an audience younger than its current target audience. Gen Z consumers are the most apt to buy and sell secondhand items, with millennials close behind. thredUP needs to assign staff and recruit influencers on TikTok, YouTube, and others to appeal to an 18 to 24-year-old audience. Threats are problems out of the brand's control that may place the business at risk. thredUP's threats include shifting popularity with some social media platforms. After Twitter's rebranding to X and other changes, 60% of users say they are using the platform far less, and about 40% said they would probably stop using it by next year. Facebook and other platforms continue to improve privacy settings because of criticism that they have received for selling user data. Another threat is that the economy is not quickly improving, and more than 75% of Americans say they are struggling and are buying less everything in general. Fortunately, shopping secondhand does save consumers money. Another threat is ever changing fashion trends. Most recently, there were shifts to new looks like Tomato Girl, rom com core, Barbie core, and dark academia. These trends have been named by TikTok creators, and again, thredUP has little presence on that platform. The list of competitors is also quickly growing and poses a threat to thredUP because of lower prices. Temu has 100 million active users in the US, and Shein is close behind with about 89 million active users. But their products include housewares, electronics, and other goods, not just clothing like thredUP. thredUP with clothing alone has about 2 million active users in the US. Challenges to the campaign include helping potential customers overcome skepticism about buying secondhand fashions. Wearing used clothing does carry a negative connotation for some. Some people feel worried about sanitation. However, educating them about the benefits of secondhand wear, especially prices, can result in successful marketing campaigns. This will support thredUP's mission to get people to think secondhand first. thredUP needs to include more messages that help consumers be more confident about how their products are processed, including sanitation. Second, Temu and Shein pose a threat to thredUP with lower prices and new fashions for sale. thredUP needs to extend messages to consumers that focus on their prices as well as the thousands of items listed per day that they have that are new with tags. Third is making thredUP social media messages stand out in a growing landscape of online fashion retail. These challenges will impact a social media marketing campaign for thredUP, but will also help them be overcome through planning and campaign strategies. Current campaigns include basically two strategies: plentiful Facebook and Instagram advertising, plus direct mailing and emails to current customers. Once a Facebook user likes a thredUP ad, they are exposed to new ads nearly every day on their newsfeed. A problem with that is that it also includes ads for competitors such as Shein, Temu, Poshmark, and other clothing brands. As you can see here, these two ads from December 2023 look very similar. thredUP is on the left and Sheen's is on the right. They both show an item for sale. There is a reddish or kind of maroon color price bar showing the price, the original price, and then a current sale markdown. Regardless of which brand created this look first, or if their media teams are simply using the same content building program, thredUP needs to make sure their social media stands out from the competition with new design and more focus on branding, unlike this example. Past campaigns have included Facebook and Instagram ads directed at users who show an interest in shopping. On TikTok, it also recruited actress Fran Drescher and social media influencer Zero Waste Daniel to promote limited fashion collections. Fashion influencers Nava Rose teamed up with the brand 1 year ago to spread a dump fast fashion message, but that platform has rarely been used since. On YouTube, life coach Sean was more than one of 500 creators that thredUP sponsored on the platform between 2015 and 2019, but then thredUP stopped or at least greatly slowed YouTube sponsorships sometime after 2021. Using YouTube will need to be reinstated as a platform in order to expand the target audience to a younger group. Also, the use of TikTok influencers will need to be increased from sparse to frequent. Considering that the company listed on its own website under What's Next for thredUP, the need to expand messaging to more niches like this it's obvious that there's room to grow across all social media platforms. Looking at current campaigns, its best strategy are emails to existing customers like this one. The email has the subject line, "Someone dropped this," and are sent after a customer has liked or hearted an item and placed it in their shopping cart, but then never purchased it, and the item returns to being for sale after the cart expires. As seen here, the personalized email includes a targeted message for that customer to encourage them to go back and buy that item. Let's keep all of thredUP's strengths and opportunities in mind and build a social media marketing campaign that will also take care of current weaknesses and keep in mind potential threats. The slogan for this campaign is 24 and 24, meaning thredUP will increase all measurable statistics and sales by 24%. The goal of the spring campaign is to expand thredUP's brand reach and identification as an environmentally friendly company. The goal of the fall portion of the campaign is to have consumers identify thredUP as the place to shop for back to school clothing for children and upgrades to adult fall and winter wardrobes. This ambitious goal includes increasing the number of active users, followers, and impressions across all social media platforms, click through rates, and other measurable metrics by 24% each. In order to achieve this, the two main objectives for this campaign will be to expand thredUP's messages to a younger audience as well as men in order to increase everything by 24%. Audiences thredUP needs to affect through this campaign include employees, consigners, current customers, which are the old target audience, and potential customers, which includes the expanded target audience of younger generations and men across the age gap. While other messaging strategies, such as email and direct mail, will be used by the marketing team, social media will be the main tool of this campaign. thredUP team members will focus on seven platforms, starting with Facebook. thredUP has had the most social media presence on this platform. Facebook is the largest social networking site worldwide with more than 2.9 billion monthly active users. thredUP has 2.2 million followers on this platform. Once a user likes thredUP or practically any clothing ad, thredUP ads appear frequently on their user feeds. thredUP should continue its paid advertising here, but should change up their ad design much more frequently. The second platform is Instagram, which is popular with young adults between 18 and 34. It is popular among celebrities and influencers, especially those in the fashion, lifestyle, and beauty industry. thredUP has a good presence on this platform with 728,000 followers and shares videos mostly with themes of unboxing, how I styled it, and other influencer driven ads. X, formerly Twitter, allows users to share text, images, and videos and has about 152 million daily users worldwide. thredUP has 16,800 followers on this platform, but only averages about one message per month as a company. Most of these messages are about the business side of thredUP, and this does not directly boost fashion sales nor the company's environmental mission statement. The fourth platform is TikTok. The addition of the TikTok shop in 2023 was an instant hit with its users, and it allows brands like thredUP to have a broad market reach. It also has brand influencers who demonstrate products and their benefits. thredUP has 34,000 followers on this platform, but just a handful of influencers regularly post content. YouTube has more than 1 billion active users per month worldwide, mostly ages 18 to 34. But it's sad to see that thredUP only has 3,000 subscribers on this platform and has not posted any content as a business channel in the past 3 years. There are, however, 16 influencer videos about the company. However, the bad news is that more than half of those videos are negative content against thredUP. The sixth platform is one that thredUP has never utilized for advertising, Snapchat. In a 2019 study of college students and their advertising preferences, Snapchat generated the most impressions and clicked links over Facebook and Instagram, and half of its 400 million active users are ages 15 to 25. To expand thredUP's audience to a younger group, Snapchat ads are a great platform. The last platform, Spotify, is one of the most dominant platforms for music streaming, podcasting, and other forms of audio entertainment. It has a target audience of 18 to 25-year-old males and females. While the platform has not yet launched paid advertising for business partners like thredUP, the marketing team should plan ahead for this imminent opportunity and explore ideas for marketing so they can get ahead of the game. Because this is a two-part campaign, one in the spring and one in the fall, each platform will need two themes. There will be multiple messages during each season's campaign. In the following examples, a spring message is on the left and a fall message is on the right for its respective platform. First, for Facebook. On the left, these menswear ads can focus on spring and early summer fashions, and thredUP can also offer free Earth Day frames to its users. On the right is a fall sample message. Facebook has plenty of users who are looking for second incomes. Posts like this one show how users can make money by consigning with thredUP. Next is Instagram. Cole Sprouse and all of the fashion influencers like him have been successful with messages like these that show menswear and also have environmental educational messages. On the right, thredUP should continue using paid influencers to do unboxing and how I styled it ads, such as this one, but should add men to the lineup. And this is a good example of a fall how I styled it message. Next is Twitter. Carefully curated and verified articles about environmental impact, climate concerns, and conservation should be shared by thredUP in the spring. And on the right, high fashion should be the focus for fall wardrobe builds and also have links to thredUP's Luxe selections, and that would pair well with these fall messages. Next is TikTok. By harnessing the exposure of hashtags such as TikTok for Good, thredUP can spread messages about how buying secondhand makes a positive environmental impact, such as the one on the left. Fall fashion trend updates by influencers could lead to potential customers finding pieces for their fall capsule wardrobes, such as the content on the right for fall sample messages. Then YouTube will allow thredUP to create some creative videos to spread its message. On the left, examples could be for spring messages. Who are thredUP's processing and distribution center workers? Who do we send our clothes to? Who photographs the merchandise? How do the items get sanitized before they reach the customer? These and other topics can be covered on YouTube videos and shorts in the spring. YouTube videos like the one on the right and shorts can highlight thredUP sales, ways to fashion purchases made on the site in the fall. Teens and 20 something audiences are becoming more active and outdoorsy in the spring as weather improves. Well, what accessories are they going to need to get back out there? These would be great messages on Snapchat in the spring, like the one on the left, like the Nike ad. And as seen on the right, team members can research top fashion brands for teens like American Eagle and produce various messages showing thredUP models showing off those brands in the fall. When Spotify opens its advertising to partner brands like thredUP, it could have spring and fall messages such as these: motivational playlists of songs to get you moving outside into the gym in the spring. Sponsored playlists for workouts, hikes, and other activities could drive potential customers to thredUP's vast activewear selection. Then on the right, in December of 2023, Spotify launched wrapped playlists where users were treated to a slideshow of their top 5 artists and top 5 songs. thredUP could piggyback on this structure and use content such as top 5 most popular brands purchased in 2024 or top 5 ways shopping with thredUP saves the planet. There are other several communication tools to integrate into this campaign beyond the content needed for social media platforms. Internal communications to employees, like memos and emails, would explain the addition of menswear to the product lineup, announce job growth opportunities, and keep them in the loop for what messages are being given to potential and existing customers. Consignor communications will be needed to educate them about new additions to the product lineup. Menswear will need its own set of standards as far as what items will be accepted at the sorting and distribution center. Adding on the younger target audience may also include adding some name brands that were not previously mentioned in messages to consignors. thredUP should also consider some TV commercial marketing. Even in a streaming first era where broadcast TV and cable TV are no longer the lead in news and general entertainment, sports is still the most dominant topic in that ad sponsored market. thredUP lists about 100 NFL branded women's wear items for sale each day in 2023, plus more than 53,000 activewear items. There has been significant growth in female fan bases for football, soccer, and many other sports. thredUP should consider traditional TV commercials during sports marketing or sports entertainment when expanding its marketing campaigns. Using the 7 identified social media platforms, the marketing team will follow this timeline. First, in February, they need to spend time brainstorming for spring campaign messages. Then March includes several holidays, including March 18th, Global Recycling Day, and March 19th, the first day of spring. Messages could include how thredUP disposes of items sent in for consignment that are not placed for sale, how customers celebrate spring, and also includes swimwear and warm weather items for sale. April has a big holiday. The 22nd is Earth Day. Messages could include summaries, quick reads, and facts about how thredUP has an environmental impact. This could come from its environmental impact report. You could also do videos on Meet the Distribution Team and profiles on the new menswear line. Then in May, this part of the campaign should wrap up with sales and analytics reports from those spring messages. Then the fall campaign should kick off with a brainstorming session in June and July, followed by back to school sales, fall fashion trends messages, and how consigning with thredUP actually works, some educational messages for potential consigners in August. September 22nd is the first day of fall. This is a great month to kick off workwear sales, including slacks, blouses, and suits for men and women. This is also a great time for how I styled it videos using some of the thredUP products. October and November will conclude the campaign. Sales report and analytics report from fall messages will occur in October, and then finally culminating in a full marketing review and report of the campaign in November. thredUP reported a $288.4 million revenue in 2022. It spent approximately $100 million on digital advertising in 2023. This chart outlines the budget for this campaign proposal. Much of the content can be created by our in house marketing team. However, some of the content, such as video filming, models for the clothing, and so on, might need to be outsourced. This breakdown of outsourced materials and talent is approximately $550,000. Advertising on social media platforms varies greatly in cost. Using the most affordable options with the most reach will total about $180,750,000. thredUP will need to sponsor creators on each platform to further its reach. Using their talents and niche audiences, thredUP will expand its brand reach for approximately $180,000. The in house marketing team will need to upgrade some of its analytics software as well as attend trainings on that new software. This is approximately going to be about $100,000. To entice customers to participate in sales campaigns, thredUP should consider some giveaways for not only like sales contests, but also to give items to that growing army of paid sponsors and influencers so that they can show off products to their followers. Promotions such as free clothing and shoes will total about $40,000. The largest portion of this budget comes from adding to the team of thredUP employees. Based on current job descriptions and available positions, the brand has the organizational structure to add a department for menswear, but it does need to add more employees for this overall campaign, including the following. Approximately 200 receiving center part time employees, called clothing warehouse associates, will process, photograph, and post menswear for sale. thredUP management should start with 200 new people per center who strictly work in menswear, then add more as needed. thredUP should then add another brand marketing coordinator and a growth marketing coordinator who would both specialize in reaching the younger part of this new market audience as well as men overall. The marketing team should add one more manager to oversee projects, including new content. Approximately 3 more employees, probably interns, will need to be added to their team to create content, monitor brand consistency, and study fashion and e commerce trends. Approximately 1 more software engineer to oversee menswear sales, or a data scientist can interpret that information because there will be more traffic on the app and website. The grand total of expenses for this marketing campaign is $10,150,000. Although this campaign will not be executed, there are several measurement methods that can be used to evaluate the campaign success. The marketing team will begin with an inventory of the followers and other analytical statistics from its existing social media accounts. After each message batch concludes in the spring and again in the fall, the marketing team will review metrics from each campaign. First, the engagement rate, which are reactions, comments, and shares. Those will be discussed, followed by amplification rates, which are the ratio of shares per post to the number of followers. Then the virality rate will be discussed, which is the percentage of impressions. Reach, or the number of people who see the content, can be discussed for each post, story, or video that the team produces. At the end of the two-part campaign, thredUP should compare its audience growth rate to the number of audience members it had at the start. Most importantly, thredUP should see if audience members clicked on links to access the sales portal. This is the CTR, or click-through rate, and how many of them actually made a purchase. This is known as the conversion rate. Finally, the conversion rate should be subtracted from the cost per thousand impressions, or CMP, which is what the brand would pay for the ads, and see how much profit they made. During the annual return on investment calculations, or ROIs, this campaign should prove to be a success when it comes to diversifying thredUP's brand reach.